let's check this out. I never even heard of. Okay, I had not even heard about this Project Ethos. I'd never even heard of this before. So I am a little bit curious, like, how bad was this? And if Rev doesn't show the reveal trailer on his episode here, we'll have to look at it afterwards. But and I'm curious because it's a Fortnite clone. It's supposedly like a Fortnite clone. But I mean, in the thumbnail, it said like, is this the next Concord? So I don't know. Let's check it out. Uh, I have no idea if I'm gonna rant on this one. Like I may start ranting, I may not. It depends on how bad these idiots act. So let's find out. Buckle up, chat. We could be in for a ride.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today's video is jam-packed with a lot of gaming-related news, including some topics like EA coming out and explaining the real reason that Dragon Age the Veilguard failed so hard. Then we're going to look at the troubled release of Civ 7. Then we're going to look at Battle Pass trying to recruit non-binary gamers. And then we'll conclude this video with some more troubling information regarding the very soon-to-be released game, Avowed. But first, we're going to start with this company and game right here, this stain on your screen called Project Ethos. It's an in-development roguelike hero shooter. Oh, thank God. We need more of those. There's
Wait. Roguelike hero shooter? Chat, help me out. What the maybe I'm just having a brain dead night. What the fuck does roguelike hero shooter mean? Like, hero shooter, okay. Got Marvel Rivals. Roguelike hero shooter. The fuck does that even mean? Someone help me out because I am fucking clueless. Niger, I don't know. Andrea? Very likely. I think you nailed it on the head. They said roguelike hero shooter sounds cool. Roguelike means randomized? Does it? Okay. I don't know much in terms of like the technical terms of types other than like first person shooter, because I don't fucking care. I just want to play a game that's fun. I don't care what it's classified as. So, roguelike means everything is randomized and you restart on death. Okay, randomized map design and weapon locations. Okay, then that's okay. So, a roguelike game, hero shooter with heroes that nobody's ever heard of? So, this isn't sounding like Fortnite. This is sounding like an Apex clone. Because Apex had, like, quote-unquote heroes, not Fortnite. That's what yeah, why is the title of the video Fortnite clone? This is sounding like an Apex clone, not Fortnite.
There's only been about 400 of these in the last couple of years, but this is the game, and you can watch the preview video playing in the background. It's basically a Fortnite clone, and as always, when people try to basically go and copy what the big dogs are doing, it never works.
Okay, I see why he said that. The look. He's referring to the look of it. The graphical style. That's why he's calling it a Fortnite clone. Okay, now I understand. Gotcha.
When people try to basically go and copy what the big dogs are doing, it never works out.
Well,
You're not going to get a single
Fortnite
player to abandon their favorite game to go play Project Ethos, which, by the way, is just a downgrade. It's basically Fortnite with DEI higher characters in the game. They look like Concord characters.
God.
It's being called Concord 2.0. That is a very bad label to have. Now, what we're going to look at here is some crazy news that was just released today.
Oh God.
So here's the headline. 2K Games fires studio head Michael Condrey after disappointing Project Ethos reveal. But the publisher says it's not giving up on the game or 31st Union.
Why? You were so upset about the reveal that you fired the fucking studio head. The literal head of the studio. You fired him because you said this game looks so fucking bad. Yet you're not giving up on the game? I don't think this how will appease the investors if the game, if the launch or the reveal trailer was so bad they had to fire the studio head. I don't think it's going to help investors. Yeah. Well, Andrea, who knows? Maybe they are going to completely retool it. Who the fuck knows? Depends on how much... Yeah, it does depend on how much time and money has already been sunk into this. If there hasn't been too much time or money sunk into it, maybe they can restart it. But I'm sorry. Usually when you hear about firings in games like this, it's like the devs. The actual designers, the studio developers and the designers, not the fucking studio head himself. That's like the last resort thing. And you're signaling, 2K is actually signaling to its investors and to everyone that they were hoping would buy this piece of shit, this game is gonna flop. Day one. This game is gonna flop. You have so little confidence in it that the very reveal trailer said, holy shit, we fucked up. Get rid of the guy in charge of everything. Like, this does not instill any confidence that the game is gonna be good with you continuing to push through with it. Which, I'm sorry, it's only gonna be all that more hilarious when they either do launch it or it ends up folding. Which I still think, excuse me, I still think they say they're not giving up on the game. That's code, I think, for they're gonna make a token effort to do something with the game, and then the studio's gonna pull the fucking plug and it's gonna shutter the studio. Because I guess the studio's 31st Union. So this is a token thing that 2K Gaming is saying to make it seem like, oh no, everything's fine. We got rid of this guy. He had bad ideas. We're gonna get rid of this guy. But the game is still good. We still have a full confidence in the game. We still have full confidence in the studio. And mark my words, if this game does even make it to launch, the game itself is gonna tank. And either way, if the game launches or it doesn't launch, the studio is getting shuttered. 31st Union will get shut the fuck down. They've telegraphed it right here. This sub-headline is telegraphing that the game is gonna suck. It's gonna either be shuttered, the game is gonna either be shut down, or it's gonna bomb at launch. And either way, this studio will cease to exist at the conclusion of the saga. Mark my words, 31st Union will shut down.
The developer. Now, this is wild. This is something you don't see very often, where the head of a game is getting fired before it even releases. That's how bad things are for this game and its development studio. And it's based on this right here. This is really the only preview we have of this game.
Ow.
This was released back last year by IGN. Project Ethos, first hands-on impressions. And as you can see,
oh God,
gamers are going wild. They love this game. They're very impressed. You can see the like-dislike ratio.
Wait. It's not even a roguelike Heroes game. It's a goddamn extraction shooter. They're literally trying to throw every fucking FPS genre, every shooter genre, they're trying to throw it all. It's a PvPvE extraction roguelike zero shooter. They are literally throwing every fucking buzzword at this game. Yeah, right, yeah, you're right. This is literally the Moon Knight meme. Random bullshit go. So they're basically, so this is Fortnite meets Apex meets Tarkov? Like, is that what they're trying to pull off here? Fortnite meets Apex meets Tarkov. This is gonna be a fucking shit show. I can't wait. Rev, please do me a solid. Show me some of the footage. I wanna laugh. I must laugh. Rev, show me the footage.
500 likes versus 6,300 dislikes. And as always, I like to point this out with examples like this.
The randomness,
it's not
Alex.
just the terrible
Random
ratio
drops
in the like-dislike bar here. It's also the apathy. It's the lack of interest generally. I mean, look, it only has 60,000 views in several months. That's not very good, especially
extraction
knowing
shooters
that
were the new
probably
hotness
the
anymore.
overwhelming majority of people who clicked on it to make fun of it and dislike the video. So that's a really bad sign. That shows right here that there's only a very small number of people who have any general interest in this game. And the comment section on this is absolutely
here we go.
Hilarious. Let's read some of the comments. So, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? The generic YouTube type beat trap instrumentals playing in the background is the icing on the cake.
YouTube type beat trap instrumentals? Rev, I'm begging you, please show me some of this video.
Opens the video and hits play. Free to play third-person hero extraction shooter with roguelike elements. Pauses video and leaves. Concord 2. Creatively bankrupt.
Yep.
I've seen this games like this 400 times in the past 10 years. It's getting old now.
Oh, EDM?
How the hell
Okay.
are these games getting greenlit? It's literally a one-to-one Fortnite clone, aesthetically, in a genre that every other company is trying to milk. Yeah, they have absolutely no shot. Like I said, you're not going to succeed by copying what's at the top. The people who are playing the games at the top aren't going to abandon those games for your ripoff. This never works. I don't understand why they do this. But here is the caveat to this whole situation.
Were they? I have to wonder, was 31st Union making this game explicitly because they thought this was going to be the next esport? Something tells me that was what they had in mind. They created this game specifically to try and be the next big esport. They wanted it to be the next Fortnite. They wanted it to be the next Valorant. They wanted it to be the next COD, Warzone. I'm guessing that was probably in their hierarchy of what this game is supposed to be. Number one is probably the next great esport. And all development just stopped there. Yeah, no kidding, Riven. Well, I don't know. Like, all they're doing is they're just copying shit. Like, you can't be the next great esport by copying off of everyone else's homework.
You can see this company coming on saying, oh, yeah, we got rid of our head over at this game at Project Ethos. We're rebranding, right? No, that's not what they're doing. You can see here, right? So 31st Union announced that this person is no longer the head. However, he's still going to be a part of the team and help build this game.
What?
He'll be transitioning his role in the short term to focus on advising on the future of Project Ethos. And they remain very committed to the forward path for Project Ethos and the people and culture of the 31st Union.
What? Okay. What the actual fuck? So, why is he transitioning out of the role of CEO down to advisor? Eh, Okay, I'm wondering if this is 2K's way of basically trying to respond to this severe doubt. Yeah, Josh, that's where I'm going with it. 2K saw how very poorly the the gameplay footage was received 3 months ago when it was shown on IGN's site. And so they said, okay, we're not going to fire him, but we have to make some kind of token gesture that, we're showing we're dedicated to, listening to fans and improving on the game. So we're going to do this token. Okay, you're no longer the head of the studio, but we're going to move you to a quote unquote advisory capacity. So what does that mean? I think he's still gonna be the head of the he's still gonna be head of the studio. I think he's still head of the studio. They're gonna put someone they're gonna maybe put someone into the quote unquote head of studio position as like a figurehead, but this guy will still be like behind the scenes. He'll basically be Wizard of Ozing it from behind the scenes and continue to make this game absolute dog shit. So they're basically they're doing this. It sounds like 2K is doing a smoke and mirrors game, and they're putting in a straw man figurehead just to basically make speeches, but won't actually be doing anything. And he's still going to be in charge, hence his advisory capacity. It's kind of like when okay I think it's Bob Iger. I'm thinking about when Bob Iger left the CEO position of Disney. He didn't actually leave. He still had a huge fucking office down the hall in the same building. And he was still there even when they put in, I forget what Bob it was that took his place, but Iger was still around. At least I think it was Iger. I get the two Bobs confused. Yeah, so like when he left, when he stepped down, when he retired, he didn't leave. He still was a part of Disney. Just like they didn't actually make it. No, he had his own fucking office, a huge fucking office, just as big as the CEO office, down the fucking hall. So he never left. And then when the other Bob came in and, Disney was tanking, Iger came back in and said, okay, I'll take back over again now. But he never left in the first place. Yeah, it's basically a shadow CEO. In this case, it's not a CEO, it's a studio head. It's not the same as CEO. But that's what it feels like. This is the same fucking thing. It feels like they're doing the same thing that Disney did with the Bobs years ago.
In studio. So basically, they didn't even really fire this guy, they just demoted him. And on top of that, they're saying, yes, everything's going horribly. Everyone hates our game. No one's genuinely interested in this game. But we're going to keep doing the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Are they for real? Are they really this stupid? But you see...
By the way, yes, chat, I did take note of Ethos and the people and culture of 31st Union. Yes, I know that is code for DEI. I'm aware. Can we just... pretty much, I assume every game studio that pulls this bullshit, that puts out these absolute dogshit games like this, I just basically naturally assume they're DEI-laden shit show. I don't need it hinted at. I don't need it spelled out. I'm immediately assuming the studio is made up of DEI hires, and they care more about the DEI than they do about making a good, entertaining, and fun game. That's just my general assumption now for damn near every game developer and every game studio, practically. That's my assumption now.
See these mentions of the culture at 31st Union Studio, and boy, is it an interesting culture. So I did some digging on 31st Union Studio and some of the partners they work with, and man, does all of this make sense. That's why we're getting a DI higher version of Fortnite. Okay, we're getting Concord 2.0 because of this studio. So some people actually talked about this.
There we go.
Back when that initial teaser was released, and people were looking at the website of 31st Union, and you can see the classic, "Who are we?" Well, they're a bunch of association of game makers driven by passion for our art and inspired by culture of inclusivity.
And here we go. If you are inspired by a culture of inclusivity, you don't care about the game. If your passion for art is blended with an inspiration of cultural inclusivity, that means that you want to try and create pieces of influence, not entertaining games. You don't care about entertainment. You care about activism. And chat, we all know what happens when you throw activists into a game development studio. They don't last very long. And like I said, like I called it earlier, this studio is going to shut down. The game may make it all the way to launch, and it's going to tank, or they're going to flat out shut it down before it even launches. And this 31st Union Studio will shut down. It will close it down. Heckle, I'm pretty sure that's only in governmental offices. He cannot regulate who or who cannot be hired based on that in private industry. He has absolutely zero authority over that. So it would be only government agencies.
Yup. Modern audience type crap. We believe people will bring their best selves to work when they are treated equitably, can thrive in a psychologically safe space, and feel
Dick. Dead. The moment you see this, you're done. Forget about the treated equitably. Treated equitably, honestly, not a... This right here is not a problem. Being treated equitably when you are working, that's fine. I have zero problem with this sentiment of being treated equitably. It means just being treated decently. In a nutshell. This, you're done. The fucking safe space is bullshit. You're done. You are in an industry that thrives on competition and thrives on tough choices, getting pushed by superiors to do better. What the psychological safe space is going to turn into is the toxic positivity shit that I've talked about many times before. You're going to have people going in there, and people are going to be coming up with dog shit ideas, dog shit work. The game is going to look and run like crap, and everyone around them is going to be going, "Slay Queen, you're the best. Keep going. You got this. Don't let the haters hurt you. You're so much better than them. Just keep going." That's what this is. Psychological safe spaces is tantamount to toxic positivity spaces, which are absolute dog shit for business. If you want, business can't have a safe space. Okay? The two don't work together. Okay? Business and safe spaces don't work together. They will not work together, and what it ends up doing is it causing an implosion of the business. And everything shuts down. I mean, the moment I hear safe space, I immediately think, you're done. The only place that should be considered a quote-unquote safe space might be with, like, a counselor or a therapist or a psychologist. That should be considered a safe space, so that way you can address any mental health issues that you have. That's a safe space. Businesses and fucking colleges and all the rest should not be safe spaces. Life doesn't work that way. And if you think it does, then maybe then you can't function in society.
Feel that they belong. We actively seek diverse ideas, perspectives, and cultures in order to provide collective understanding, identify better solutions, and promote a more inspired world. Now, I went to their website, and it appears that this sort of language has been shifted around a little bit, but it's even worse now. It's even more DEI driven. So this is straight from 31st Union's website. Who we are, once again. This time they say we are an association of game makers driven by a passion for art and inspired by a culture of inclusivity to build games that throw people everywhere. We cherish our studio independence and autonomy and value the collaborative support of incredible perks of Take-Two Interactive. Wait a second. You've probably heard that name, Take-Two Interactive, before. So here's their website. You can see they're involved with 2K, as well as they're promoting the release of Civ 7, which we'll talk about later in this video. Now, if you go to their website, you can immediately find their T2 diversity statement.
Oh God, here we go. I
already know this is going to be great. Down here, they just list a bunch of just kind of generic nonsense.
All right, let's read it quick. Working together on company-sponsored service projects in the communities in which we operate. Okay. Encouraging individual volunteerism and giving through a philanthropic and matching donation program. My guess is their donations are very specific and that they don't have a choice on the donations they want to make, where they want to put them. It's going to be to some kind of basically DEI charity. Well, and that's the thing. The charity thing is going to be very specific. They can't choose, like, I don't know, Veterans Affairs charities, guide dog charities, Red Cross charities. No, it's all going to be basically LGBT-focused type charities. Guaranteed. So it's like, oh yeah, we want you to get the charity, but only these very specific charities that fit with our DEI agenda. What do you want to bet? Providing financial and other support to organizations working to eradicate social and racial injustice, as well as providing educational, athletic, and other opportunities to underserved communities. There we go. There we go. Working with organizations to support the rights of the LGBT community and increase the community's representation in our industry. Like, what the Seriously. If you are a game development studio, your entire purpose for existence is to make good games. You don't make good games by just doing diversity hires. And again, by doing this, increase the company's representation in our industry. This, along with literally every other DEI program, is actually anti-LGBT and racist in and of itself. Because by then doing this, and I've probably said this a million fucking times already, this specifically, increase the community's representation in our industry, is implying on its face, okay? This statement right here is implying on its face that people within the LGBT community do not have the intellect, the skill, or the creativity to make it in the industry. And thus the only way for someone from within the LGBT community to take part in this industry is if you DEI the fuck out of it and diversity hire them. That's what this sounds like to me. It's saying that you have so little faith in the people within the LGBT community to be capable of operating in the gaming industry that you have to cheat to get them into the industry. Which, I'm sorry, there are probably a fuck ton of people in the LGBT community that are goddamn good at game development. There are. Hire them. Hire the people that are actually good. If they're not actually good and you're just like hiring them because there's someone from within that is LGBT and they just have an interest in gaming, you're not helping things. You're not helping dispel these myths. Oh, I realize that, Atanashi. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're basically, they're looking for activists, but at the same time, this right here is anti-LGBT because it's saying that by their own logic with this, that they need to increase the community's representation in their industry, they're saying that people within the LGBT community are not capable of being good game developers, and thus we have to cheat in order to get them into our industry because we want them in there to say, look at how diverse we are, and isn't this wonderful? Which is bullshit, by the way, as I just said. There are probably a fuck ton of people in the LGBT industry community that aren't good at game development and would love the opportunity for the job. The problem is they're not activists. They're like, I don't fucking care about being LGBT. I just want to make a good game. I don't want to do the fuck around with activism. And so like, oh, well, you're not a very fit for us. They want someone who has maybe a little bit of knowledge, not a lot, but they can be activists and they can shoehorn in as much activism as possible. That's the purpose. And that is why you fail.
Slop you always expect when it comes to diversity rights. They want to have an inclusive workplace in which everyone feels respected, heard, and safe. They're going to work together on company-sponsored service projects in communities in which we operate, encouraging individual volunteerism through philanthropic and matching donation programs.
Revs, I have no idea if you watch my videos. It's philanthropic. The pronunciation's philanthropic. I love you, Revs, but that's how you pronounce it.
Financial and other support to organizations working to eradicate social and racial injustice, working with organizations to support the rights of the LGBTIQ community and increase that community's representation in our industry, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's a whole lot of activism, obviously, and this is like what drives their company more than anything else. And if you want to see something that really will open your eyes to how crazy this all gets, I found this playlist on YouTube. Take Two DEI series by gay gaming professionals.
Chat, we got him. No, not really. This is more than it's been blatantly obvious already, but it's just, what the fuck? Chat, look at the views. Look at the views. Remember how I always tell you, on YouTube, views mean everything. Subscribers on YouTube that mean very little. Views mean everything. Look at the views. From 2 years ago. 398. 393. 127. 147. This one down here is 33, it looks like, at the very bottom. Yeah, they're making an impact, chat. Can't you tell? Okay. I'm tooting my own horn here. I appreciate this. Even some of my worst videos on YouTube had better views than this. Okay? Like, even some of the not great, like, My fucking Elite Dangerous Academy videos, I think, have more views than this. Okay, and that is a very niche viewing demographic with the Elite Dangerous Academy videos. They have more views than these, and they've only been out for a month or two. That's bad. This is so bad.
This is the most modern audience thing I have ever seen in my life. Okay, it is a literal DI series produced by people who are associated with Take-Two. It's unbelievable. Now you can see the videos here, right? Absolutely phenomenal. Allyship at Take-Two Interactive, World Impact at Take-Two Interactive, intersectionality and belonging at Take-Two.
Oh my god, the Affirmations has 33 views. That's the one that has 33 views. Affirmations. And look at the thumbnail. Look at the thumbnail. This is literally, is it Stuart Smalley? Who did I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, doggone it, people like me. That's this. That is 100% this. I'm pretty sure it was Stuart Smalley. I could be wrong though about the character. That is what this is. Only with a blue hair, I don't know, trans, lesbian, fuck if I know what the hell they are.
And then this banger, right? Affirmations at Take-Two. Let's see this video. Okay, let's just listen to a little bit of the ideologue over here at Take-Two.
Take-Two Interactive is taking great strides in implementing their diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, but the company knows that this is just the beginning. Dedicated to the growth of creators, owners, and consumers of games, they will continue to provide, protect, and promote programs and organizations both within and outside the company to ensure the spectrum of diversity is ever expanding in the industry.
The world is waking.
What happened to just making games, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What happened to just making games and not dedicating your main goal of your company to
Yeah, I mean, machinist, yeah, that's the thing. Companies like this, every major company that does this DEI and promoting diversity, etc., are doing a disservice to the very communities that they are supposedly championing. I say this every fucking time, and I'm gonna continue to keep saying it. Doing shit like this hurts the very people that you are supposedly championing. Because, again, by doing this, you're saying that that these people within this subset of society, i.e. the LGBT, are not capable of being good enough to do it on their own. They all need help. And they're not good enough to do it on their own. And Machinist, you said it yourself, that you worked with a welder who was a lesbian who did great work. Just occasionally needed some help with some of the really heavy lifting, but otherwise was a very a good welder, and presumably you were happy to work with her. That is a better accolade. That is a better way to support people within the LGBT community than any of this shit. What you just said in my chat is 1,000 times more supportive of the LGBT community than any of this bullshit. Any of it. It's very simple. Oh, it's been helpful for you, Remulus? I'm very glad. I'm really glad that it's helping you. And I hope you have a lot of fun in Elite. It can be a very fun game.
EI and all this stuff. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how far things have gotten. Now, you can see this video was released a couple years ago, and now looking back at this in retrospect, it's so funny because this stuff is gone. This stuff is getting leveled across the industry. Nobody is supporting this garbage. but they're still holding on, right? The people who are proponents of this stuff, they're still holding on despite everyone openly rejecting this nonsense.
Up. There's a certain level of consciousness, right, that we're seeing around us. I think that we're still learning to design.
Thank you, Zeb.
A business function to support diversity, equity, and inclusion, because it shouldn't be the job of one person, right? This is really a significant lift across the board around learning and development, around talent acquisition. There's so much to.
Okay. This is kind of way out of left field on this one. Okay? Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. I forgot about that. Thank you, Atsunashi. This is gonna be way out of left field. I realize she has this whole fucking background up right now on this Zoom call. I realize this, and I realize like the green screen backgrounds on Zoom are not great as far as, you know, silhouetting the caller. No. What I was gonna say is the green screening is not doing her any favors. She looks like something out of a PS2. Literally, she looks like PS2 graphics. It's like, I'm not knocking her as a person and how she looks. I'm saying that the Zoom filter, this Zoom background, is not doing her any favors. This was a very poor choice for a Zoom background green screen because it makes her look like something out of PS2 graphics, honestly. Well, no, the background itself, she is on the background I don't think is considered like quote unquote unprofessional because this is a Take-Two YouTube channel. And all of this is Take-Two stuff. Either stuff that, Take-Two supports or it's their own stuff. So it's I wouldn't say it's unprofessional because this is all part of their, company when things they support. But it's just the filter is just really bad. It makes her look just fucking terrible, I'm afraid. She looks like something out of the PS2 graphics. See, I worked with several guys that were gay when I was in security. Didn't even know they were gay. They did the job and didn't talk about it because that kind of stuff didn't belong in the workplace. Yeah, I was friends with them, but even then I didn't put together they were gay until I met their boyfriends and fiancés. They did damn good work and even took over some of the paperwork burden that I had to deal with, which made me like them even more because I despise paperwork so much. Elwin, yeah, see, again, Elwin, machinist, what you guys say in my chat, in my silly little Twitch stream, is far more supportive and beneficial to the people of the LGBT community than anything any of these companies do. You two alone are pointing out that gay people are good workers just like anyone else is, that their sexual preferences mean fuck all when it comes to doing good work. It's just like the people that are not LGBT, that are hetero, you don't see anyone saying, "Oh, we're making sure it's inclusive for hetero people." Or for, and I hate this goddamn word, but we're making it safe for the cis white people and etc. You don't hear any of that. And it's not because the bullshit like, oh, it's always been safe for that. No, it's not anymore. The excuse of, the rationale of if you say, well, why are you not doing anything with the cis individuals? The common excuse is, well, it's always been a safe place for them. They've dominated the workspace. Except that's not true anymore. These companies are literally shoving straight white men and women out so they can bring in LGBT, every other ethnicity under the sun, and say, look at how diverse we are. several women in general, physically masculine job, at least 2 employees were trans, no one really cared because they were behaving the same as everyone else. Said exactly is the background so much as the crappy camera. Andrew, you could be right. It could be the camera. Yeah, worked for a courier company, and there was a driver that I loaded the truck with that was in the middle of transition. Great person to work with, never had any problems with him. Exactly. Like, I bet you a lot of you guys could probably give me examples of someone that you have worked with in the LGBT community. You could probably give me numerous examples of knowing someone that is LGBT, working with someone that is LGBT, who literally, like, you treated them normal, they treated you normal, and you did not, and their gender or their sexuality made no fucking difference. They were just a good person, they were a good person to work with, they did good work, and that's it. That's all that mattered, and that's all that should matter. That's it. But because that doesn't make headlines, because that doesn't get big donors throwing money at you saying, I'm supporting a great cause, that intelligent line of thinking goes by the wayside. Oh, Dragon, I've said that. Every fucking time I say that. These people do not represent the LGBT community. The vast majority of the LGBT community do not give a fuck about any of this. They don't want to be identified in terms of their sexual preferences or gender, or ethnicity for that matter. They don't want to be called out on that. They just want to live normal fucking lives, work as normal fucking people, and not have a spotlight thrown on them all the goddamn time. Which is why I say these fucking people hurt the LGBT community far more than they will ever even dream of helping.
There's so much to consider as we.
So they're basically saying DEI is a business. They just straight up said it. It's a business. They're turning diversity, equity, and inclusion into a business. And this is something that's not just going to affect the related industries like the gaming industry. This is going to expand beyond those reaches into every walk of life. Doesn't that sound great? I am so glad we're rejecting this nonsense. And honestly, I couldn't even get through this 7-minute long video because the background music's way too loud. It's just a mess, right? It's just a mess. So that is Project Ethos, clearly influenced by a lot of woke companies out there and initiatives, and it's showing because they are literally the DEI higher version of Fortnite, which is just a brutal label. Now let's go back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. So there's been a lot of talk, especially after the very disappointing results of this game. EA, in a preliminary Q3 report, came out and said this game only had 1.5 million players, not units sold, 1.5 million players, and it was only about half of their expectations for this game, and was a big pain point in their company. And hearing that news resulted in an 18% drop in EA's stock. It was very, very brutal.
Now, speaking of, I'm curious. Quick side tangent. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, it did tick back up. It did tick back up just before the weekend hit, and now it's starting to go back down again. Look at that. It bottomed out at 116, got up to 132, and now it's going back off. It's going back down again. It's still never recovered to where it was, by the way.
Now, a lot of people know the reasons for this and why this game failed so much, because it's such a departure from everything this game was about. It was about activism. It was about pushing an agenda, all while doing it in a very ham-fisted and poorly written way that was just so unappealing. But a lot of people are scrambling to find out the real reason why Veilguard failed. Social media has been
Oh,
trying,
boy.
and as you can see from the official Dragon Age Veilguard subreddit, Judd's ruined BioWare. Hope you assholes are happy for ruining the careers
Oh
of
my
many
God.
employees. If you didn't like it, all you had to do was ignore it and let the ones who do enjoy. But
side note, since Take-Two basically owns Rockstar, then chances are GTA 6 is DOA also, so that's $100 down the drain.
Revan, maybe. Maybe. It very, very much depends on how much Take-Two is sticking their ass into it. I have not heard how much Take-Two is sticking their ass into Rockstar, so I don't know. I have not, like, here's the big difference. We have not heard much at all about GTA 6. Very little has been said about GTA 6. Oh, my phone just triggered when I said that. The you know who digital assistant on my phone just triggered when I said that. And Dragon Rider, thank you for the tier 1. That's when it comes to GTA 6, not hearing anything is good. Whereas we were just hearing about this, multiple articles were written about this game. And so obviously you were hearing a lot, so it's bad. We have heard very little about GTA 6. Hearing very little when it comes to a video game is good. So in terms of is GTA 6 going to be good, then it's, if you have not heard anything in the news about it, if you have not heard and you've not seen any articles about it, like they were talking about with 31st Union, no news like that is good. That is a sign that the game is reasonably on track and that there's not issues, at least nothing major, where, it's a good metric. It's a good metric to follow when it comes to game development studios these days. It honestly, entertainment in general, if you don't hear anything about a project that's in the works, that's generally speaking a good thing. Okay? Because nowadays you're only hearing about this DEI inclusion and about how the people behind it are activists and so on and so, and like how it's also inclusive and all that bullshit. If you're not hearing anything, take it as take it as a hopefully good sign. That's my advice. So we haven't heard fuck all about GTA 6 other than that one trailer that dropped and was leaked. That's all we know about GTA 6. Take that as a positive. And take it as a sign that, you know what? GTA 6 may be off track, and GTA 6 may be good because we're not hearing anything. So keep up with that in respect to that, regardless of the fact that it's Take-Two game. Regardless of the fact that Take-Two owns Rockstar, maybe Rockstar said, keep your ass out of keep your ass out of the game. Let us do our thing. GTA 5 was one of the most popular games of all time. We know what the fuck we're doing. Let us work. Wolfie, I don't give a fuck if GTA 6 has girl boss. I don't fucking care. If the character is written well and the game is fun, I do not fucking care if a girl is the lead character of GTA 6. Just because a game has a female lead does not and should not automatically make it, oh shit, DEI. I understand why people are, like, gun shy about it. I do understand that. Like, so don't think I'm not. Like, I get it. With all this shit getting thrown at us for the last umpteen years, a female lead in a game these days does make people gun shy because they think, okay, it's gonna get crammed with all this bullshit, and she's gonna be a Mary Sue girl boss. But, you know, it's just because a female character is a lead, just because a female actress is a lead in a film or something, does not mean it's gonna be bad. Okay? Having a female lead in GTA 6 is not a bad thing. Okay? There are plenty of chat, you've said multiples in it. There are plenty of good games where you have badass girls that was fun as hell and the character was very well written. But yes, like Atanashi said, don't fucking pre-order. Do not pre-order, like GTA 6, don't pre-order, chat. Don't do it. Okay? Don't pre-order any fucking game. Ever. Or I will fight you.
But you had to review bomb and hate grift the game, and now BioWare is on its last legs. You all must feel so proud and are edging to Asmongold videos in celebration of EA gutting BioWare. What an amazing last sentence right there. But yeah, if I had a Reddit account...
Okay. Sorry, I'm pausing immediately after. I swear, Asmon lives, like, rent fucking free in all these people's heads. How the fuck did Asmon pull off this coup of just literally living in these people's heads?
Don't threaten us with a good time, Ember.
Oh, Dragon. You know I will. Yeah, it is honestly fascinating how much Asmon lives rent free in their heads. I don't know, he's not becoming a household name. He's becoming a DEI boogeyman. That's the thing. He's becoming the Baba Yaga for DEI. And it's honestly fascinating. But in the meantime, I'm sitting here going, I'm raging against DEI in very verbose and I would hope intellectual ways. Why not me? I wanna be the DEI Baba Yaga too. Maybe someday. Maybe someday.
I'd updo this one for its creativity. It's at least very entertaining, to say the least, but clearly it wasn't the chuds. Clearly it was something else, right? It couldn't be these things we're all mentioning here. EA has the answer through its president here. So,
oh god,
EA suggests Dragon Age the Veilguard might have sold better if it was a live service. So what does that mean for Mass Effect 5?
No.
And here's the statement. Increasingly seek shared world features and deeper engagement. That's what they're going for here. You can see the...
Wait. Fucking wait. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Okay, now I have a counter for this. How in the holiest of fucks are you gonna say Veilguard might have sold better if it was a live service when you literally pulled your entire fucking team out of Dragon Age 1 week after it launched? Okay? 1 week after this game launched, you pulled the whole fucking team. You abandoned Dragon Age 1 week after it launched. Okay, so do not say, oh, if Dragon Age was a live service, it would have done so much better. Fucking how? Fucking how are you gonna justify that? No, you're right, they haven't. They 100% have learned nothing. It's like this game launches and then instead of like working on maybe doing some kind of updates doing meaningful updates, maybe adding in content, all of The Witcher fucking 3, or Cyberpunk, where you add in expansions, or new content, or new like skins or cosmetics or anything like that. No, 1 week after the game launches, you say, "Fuck it, we're done," and bail out and literally abandon the fucking game. Yeah, but Jack, what I'm saying is, even if you launched it as live service, what difference would that make? They cared so little about this fucking game that they abandoned it 1 week afterwards. It didn't need to be live service for them to continue to make content for it. And Dragon Age being live service would have been no different from it not being live service and making expansions that you can add onto it. Okay? Dragon Age is not made to be a live fucking service. Okay? It would have and you're right. If they had said if during any of their announcements they had said that Dragon Age was going to be a live service game, it would have tanked them even further. Like you hear, oh, it's a live service game. On top of everything else we heard, their sales would have been even worse. And realistically, the live service would have made no fucking difference. There is no live service feature that could have been brought into Dragon Age Veilguard that would have made any fucking difference whatsoever.
The statement, in order to break out beyond the core audience, games need to directly connect to the evolving demand of players who increasingly seek shared world features and deeper engagement alongside high-quality narratives in this beloved category.
Failed.
So yeah,
you failed.
EA's boss there, Andrew Wilson, is making it clear it was the lack of a live service option that led to the disappointment that was Veilguard. And to answer the question up here, we know that's delusion, what he just said there. But to answer this question from Eurogamer, so what does this mean for Mass Effect 5? It means there's probably going to be a live service function, and this game's probably going to be very, very underwhelming and disappointing. That's what's going on here.
It's going to kill
EA. The last breath of life for BioWare. If this...
Yeah. Mass Effect 5 has no hope. Mass Effect 5 has no hope at this point. It's done. Okay? Mass Effect 5 is going to suck, and BioWare will shut down. It's the same thing, they are in the same position as Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed. No, it won't kill EA. EA will go on. It's EA is too big at this point, but BioWare will go away. Nobody has any confidence in Mass Effect 5. And as it stands, even before any announcement of live service with Mass Effect 5, nobody has any confidence in it. It is going to kill BioWare.
This is not a massive success. I think it's very safe to say they're cooked at this point. But let's move on to the next part of this video. So Battlefield, they're coming out with a new game, and they need some help, right? They need some testers to start playing some of the gameplay here. Well, how is that going to turn out? Well, as Endymion points out here in this tweet, the new Battlefield game has opened its surveys for playtesters. I got sent this by someone in the playtest. Why does DICE want to know what your gender and ethnicity is when it comes to trying out their game? Why is my pattern recognition telling me that if you choose white and male, you'll have a lower chance of getting into those playtests? Aren't we past these things already? This info is not relevant to whether you are eligible to try out Battlefield or not.
I have to wonder if they are, if DICE is putting out these surveys for selecting playtesters for Battlefield, and this is on here, I have to wonder if shit like this is going to start making its way to the court system in some way. I've like with this one, it's a playtest, so I'm not sure if playtesters are playtesters paid. Well, yeah, Zeb, well let work with me on this while I try and suss this out. Are playtesters paid positions? Because don't forget, we're not talking about like beta. We're not talking about like an open beta or something. We're talking about like literally someone for playtesters. So that's why I'm wondering, are these paid? Okay, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, mostly volunteers. If it's volunteer, yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to bring a case. If this is a paid position, I could see this making its way to a court. Because again, correct me if I'm mistaken, but didn't affirmative action way back when stop? Were there court cases brought about in civil court for like the bullshit going on with affirmative action? How it was basically it was considered discriminatory, that affirmative action is considered discriminatory, and was that not brought up in one or multiple court cases back in the day? And it's kind of one of the tributary reasons why affirmative action went the way of the dodo. We're gonna get round two with that. We are going to, before too long, I suspect that we may soon see court cases with basically against affirmative action part 2. You get one person that gets pissed off enough about it because some company slips up and tells them that they weren't hired or they didn't receive their promotion because they were the wrong ethnicity, or they were the wrong gender, or they had the wrong sexual identity, or what have you. You get one slip up. That's going to court, and that's going to turn into a class action suit, because the minute one person brings that up to a court, everyone's jumping in on that. So I think it's a matter of a ticking clock right now of when it's going to happen, because this is coming to a head. Okay, Zeb, in this degree, are you man or woman? That one is normal. The racial ones, those are also normal too. Although, based on what's been happening today, it's the highlighting of with DEI, the highlighting of race or ethnicity, I should say, is just another thing people are pointing out. But now they're including like the gender identity and sexuality, and I don't know. It's something tells me that the way the way society is going, things are getting stretched taut. The tension on this subject matter is getting so, like, the rubber band is getting stretched way too tight, and it's going to snap at some point. Well, okay, Zeb, here's the thing. Playtesting is based upon, if I'm understanding the concept correctly, playtesting is just to test the game mechanics. They're not doing playtesting for the story, for any story or narrative or characters. As I understand it, with playtesters, they're usually just, okay, does this fucking thing work the way we want it to work? And having different viewpoints means having multiple individuals, but those individuals should not be chosen based upon gender identity, sexuality, or ethnicity. None of that has any bearing on whether or not they say, yes, the game is bugged. No, the game is working as intended. absolutely none of this shit has any bearing on it. Yeah, there's psychology between the genders and cultures, yes, but this has nothing to do with differences in psychology. This is literally, it does game work. That's what we're talking about with playtesting. Game is supposed to do this. Does game do this? No, game does not do this. Yes, game does this. That's what this is about. We're not talking about the content. We're not talking about story. We're not talking about character. We're talking about, does the fucking thing function? That kind of playtesting, none of this means a fucking thing. Not a bit. Yeah, there you go, Zylena. There you go. Diversifying the skill level. Again, none of this means anything. Okay? So this is blatantly DEI. This is blatantly so DICE can say, look, we're being inclusive in our playtesting. For no reason.
Very weird. So you can see here are the questions being asked in the survey. You can see you can select non-binary, gender queer, and gender fluid, or you can even describe your own set. If it's not on there, you can put whatever you want, whatever you identify as. If you identify as a tree, please let them know over at Battlefield.
Let your leads fly.
On asking about which of the following best represents the way you describe your racial or ethnic identity. You can see the options here, and obviously there's something very interesting here because there's another screenshot that shows clearly the answers you have to this survey will impact the likelihood you're going to be accepted for the playtesting. Completing the survey might increase your chances of being selected for Battlefield Labs playtests. So at this point, you go through the survey here. Of course, just pick non-binary and then go over and pick something like Pacific Islander or Native American or something like that, right?
No. These days, the trigger is Middle Eastern or Hispanic or multiracial. Oh, jackpot! Just click multiracial, multi-ethnic. Boom! There's your one-stop shop right there for these people. You just choose this, and gender queer, gender fluid. Sure in. You are fucking in if you chose those two. They will not look at anyone else. Every single one that chooses multiracial, multi-ethnic, and gender queer, gender fluid, in. Because DEI is the only thing that matters to them. Yeah, well, Grindhouse, I mean, okay, take your wins where you can get it. At least they said Hispanic and Latino and not Latinx. Okay, take a small win there that they're not stupid enough to say Latinx. Because I'm very familiar with how people within the Latino community fucking hate that word.
Probably going to increase your chances of getting into the playtest. And that's the fault of Battlefield here for making it incentivized to select something that would make you diverse, because it might increase your chances of getting into the playtest, which ultimately just messes up the information anyways. Like, if you see someone who's selecting certain features or ways to represent themselves, it might not actually reflect that population. This whole thing is an invasive mess. And again, we're seeing this garbage continuing, and you can't just...
Chat, I identify as Kajira. Points to anyone who gets that reference. And maybe a little something extra too. Oh, Ribbit, I am not surprised. That's why I'm not watching the Super Bowl commercials.
Just have regular playtesting, right? You can't just have anyone do it. You have to have a very
diverse never heard of that Grindhouse?
Group of...
Elwin, you got it? I will repeat it. I said I identify as Kajira. And for those in chat who know what the hell I'm talking about, feel free to type the word out in chat just so they know the spelling.
Gamers do it. Now let's move on to the next part of this video right here. So Civ 7 came out and it's been shaky to say the least. You can see right now 61,000 in-game players, which I guess is decent. It's not a complete disaster, but it's probably underwhelming in the grand scheme of things.
No, not Gojira. Not Gojira. Kajira. Thank you, Eldwin. Thank you for typing it out. Yeah, I didn't think they were still making the Civ games, honestly. Beat Pop's collectible. Oh, God. Hypo, smoke you.
See right now, 61,000 in-game players, which I guess is decent. It's not a complete disaster, but it's probably underwhelming in the grand scheme of things. But what's really eyebrow-raising is the 43% Steam rating. 43%.
I've never played Civ at all. I have no idea what makes for a good and bad Civ game.
People are really dedicated towards, but based on what we've seen over the past couple of editions of this franchise, people have lost continuing faith in this game. It is not
Grindhouse.
And you can see the price tag on this is crazy.
Really, Dallin?
You can go for the $70 option, or you can get the deluxe edition for $100, or you can get the founders edition for a cool $130.
Jesus, what? Okay, people who have played Civ, I need to know the pricing we're seeing here. Is this a game that is worth that kind of cost? 'Cause I'm sorry, based on the very, very little I know about Civ, it's not even worth the $70 base price. Like, I would expect Civ to basically be like, Revan, I was gonna say $40, based on what I know about it. Now, granted, I know very little, so this is just spitballing a guess. But, holy fuck! Gandhi is trigger happy about pressing the red button. Yes, a bunch of people have said that. I have no idea what that means. You're a player and it's not worth that much, right, Dallin? Okay. That's like, this is fucking crazy.
Boy howdy, can I not wait for GTA 6 to come out and raise all these prices even higher, because they're going to set a new standard with their price. I'm almost sure of it. So what's going on? Why are people so angry at Civ 7? Well, I'm hearing there's a lot of disjointed and just wacky stuff in the game. I heard from someone that at one point Harriet Tubman is presented in the game as a general, which is just...
Wait. Fucking wait. What? The fucking what? Harriet Tubman, a portly black woman, is a general in Civ 7. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Is it, Zeb? Okay, Zeb, you're saying general is misleading. Is it? Okay. If anyone has clarity why general might be misleading, okay, but Zeb, I think they're saying that in this game they are literally making Harriet Tubman a general for an army. That's what it sounds like. Hang on, back it up. Maybe Rev will get into it more.
Stuff in the game. I heard from someone that at one point Harriet Tubman is presented in the game as a general, which is just, if that's
so
true,
general is massively misleading in
one
Civ.
of the weirdest things I've heard. That is...
Okay, so Civ players, if I'm understanding you correctly, Harriet Tubman would not be a quote-unquote general. So she would be, because this is a game about civilization, she would basically be a... She would be a leadership, so you're saying she is a leadership figure which can basically enhance your civilization. Is what you're saying. So they don't have generals, they have faction leaders, or they have population, leaders of some sort. So it's not like she's an optional leader for the civilization. Okay, so she's like an influential leader okay. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. For her to be a figure in the game that can give, I'll just use game terminology. Basically, if she is a figurehead leader in the game, then it gives like a buff to something on as a part of your civilization. Yeah, big Dal. Yeah, Dal. That's where I was going to. She when you place her, it's a
I
buff.
put EA's video on her in the Discord, Steam general chat. It's a little over a minute long.
Okay. Well, if anybody wants to see it, you can see the video in question. Yeah. So okay. So buffs advance. Okay, that makes sense. 50% influence towards initiating espionage actions. Interesting choice there, but okay. Gain 5 war support on all wars declared against you. Unix ignore movement penalties from vegetation. Okay. So that makes sense. Okay. Including Harriet Tubman in the game makes in that way makes sense, especially in a civ game, because it's about civilization. So okay. Yeah, so Rev may have gotten a bit of bad info about this. It happens sometimes. So yeah, it's see, this is why I inquire. This is why I ask questions. I hear what Rev say, and I immediately go, that sounds really bad. Chat, you've played the game. Talk to me. Is it as bad as I think it is? And you guys that are familiar or have, fast fingers on Google can tell me immediately, okay, no, it's not the way it seems. It's actually this way, and the way it is makes sense. The use of Harry Tubman in Civ 7 and in a position of leadership to influence and buff your population makes perfect sense. It does. And they're enjoying the game? Okay. Zed, enjoying the game to the degree that the price tag makes sense? That's the question. Is it still, are they enjoying it where it's a $70 game or more enjoyment or $40, $50 game? That's the question.
Definitely rewriting history, and that's not really a recommended thing for a Civ game. But anyways, we're going to move on to the final topic of today's video. So the other day we talked about this inside information from Craig here, where his retail insider is showing some trends in their 800 plus stores. And we talked about AC Shadows, but today I want to talk quickly about Avowed. So you can see Avowed right now. Xbox pre-orders, 167. 36 of which are canceled. This game comes out in like a week. Ooh, for a AAA release, these pre-order numbers look abysmal. But if you've looked at this...
Can I just... Revan, I'm not even sure either. Look at the fucking price tag on this one. $95, a steelbook with a code, no disc included. 95 fucking dollars. And you're not even getting a disc. You're getting a code. What the fuck? I would not buy this. I don't care what the fucking game is. I would not buy this on fucking principle. I'm not gonna spend $95 on a fucking game where I don't get the disc and it's a quote-unquote steelbook. Like, what the fuck is that? This is, it's dangling the shiny fucking keys. Yeah, it's like, it's a collectible.
This game and also the wackadoos associated with this game and its studio, it's not surprising to see absolutely no hype on this. And to make matters worse, as has been pointed out, the Avowed Premium Edition is $95. And guess what? It doesn't come with a disc. Yeah, that's right. PayPig, you're going to give them $95. And you're not even going to get a physical disc. And you're going to like it. And you're going to keep consuming. Like, are we off our rockers here? This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's video. A lot of different topics. So,
and by the way, as Reb's closing up here, notice that it says it does come with a disc. It comes with a digital code. You get some physical and digital extras. Really? They're literally selling NFTs. You're getting some physical stuff, probably bullshit. They are literally selling fucking NFTs with this. Because that's what these digital extras are. Digital extras could be music or digital art. I'm thinking it's a lot of companies like to do that. Like, oh, we're going to include digital artwork or digital storyboard art, which is an NFT. Basically. Yeah, it's not a non-fungible or anything, but it's the same fucking thing. I don't know. It's who fucking knows? Well, digital extras usually, if they're gonna be like cosmetics, skins, or anything like that, usually they say that in the descriptor. It'll say skins. When they say digital extras, that usually is like I forget it. Like Gore said, the OST soundtrack. Or I know that it's very popular to include like storyboard artwork as like a digital download.
Crazy. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's video. A lot of different topics. So as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Holy fuck. Chat. We in trouble with this group. It wasn't 2 hours, Revan. 1 hour. There's 1 hour. That's why I did it early into the stream, so we can still do more afterwards. Okay? I planned. This was intentional. Because I knew I would go a long time.